Hey guys, I'm Mia. Welcome to Braidstastic. So I had gotten a request to do some sort of party hairstyle, and what I came up with was a combination of a poof, Dutch braiding, and a braid wrap bun. So what you're going to need for this hairstyle are going to be clear elastics, or small elastics. This is the kind that I have. You're also going to need 2 big elastics, several bobby pins. Can't really see that. Oh well. You're also going to need a sock, a men's sock with the toe cut off. We're going to be using this for our bun today, just to give it a more professional look. So after you cut off the toe of the sock, you're just going to start at either end and start rolling down. And you're just going to do that all the way down to the toe of the sock, like this, until you get all the way down and it's going to look kind of like a donut. You're also going to need your basic brush and comb, and this is optional, but to help with teasing, I'm going to be using a boar bristle brush, also otherwise known as a teasing brush, but as I said, this is optional. So let's get this Braidstastic hairstyle started. Okay, so let's get started with the braiding portion of this hairstyle. I'm sorry, we're laughing at this thing on top of her head. Okay, so let me explain it. Okay, so we've made a square part, or kind of square, on top of her head, and then just placed this ponytail literally right on top of her head. And then we just want that out of the way, because we know it won't stay there. And then I'm just going to clip it out of the way. And I kind of made the part like mid-eyebrow. Sorry, I just poked you in the eye. On both sides. And then we're going to be working with this side of her hair. I don't know if you can tell or not, but she has all these little baby hairs that are curly and I don't like them. So I'm just going to wet them down with some water, but you don't have to do that. I'm just saying for her. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is take my comb and I'm going to split this section in half, starting at the end of her eyebrow and just taking it and splitting it in half. And you can adjust it however you want it. Just make sure it's pretty even, the sections. And I'm going to be working with this bottom section first. So I'm just going to take a clip and clip this top section back. Okay, so now what we're going to do is Dutch braiding. And it's going to be kind of tight because we want the sides of our head to look really pulled back. So if you don't know how to Dutch braid, you can refer to my other video, the Braid Encyclopedia. Okay, so I'm just taking a small section from the front and I'm going to be Dutch braiding just straight back until I get to the back of her ear. And for this hairstyle, this particular hairstyle, you want to braid kind of tightly.
A jaw dropper looks good when he walks, is the subject of their talk he would be.
Okay, so I've stopped braiding. I'm like right behind her ear. And I'm just going to braid down like 1 or 2 strands, and I'm just going to take a clear elastic and tie it off kind of like right at the base of the braid, because you kind of want it to look cool. I don't know how to say that. Okay, so I'm just going to let that braid hang out because we're going to be working with the top section. So now I'm going to just unclip this top section, and I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm just going to be braiding right on top of it.
He's been there for hours, and you can tell that he'll be there for life.
Okay, so now I finished braiding the top section of her hair, and we're just going to repeat the same process on the other side. Okay, so now you can see that I've finished cornrowing or braiding on both sides. I completed the other side, and then I've released this lovely high ponytail that we had on top of her head. And so now we're going to do the teasing portion. So this is where your teasing comb or your just regular comb would work for this. Okay, so how I do this is in sections. It's just easier. Okay. So I'm going to take a section just in the front for teasing. And then with this small section, I'm just going to split it in half. The smaller the sections, the easier to tease.
But I will find.
So how I'm doing this is you want to make sure you're keeping your comb or teasing brush flat. You don't want to curve it. And you're just going to start at the root of the hair and go down and pull out. Down, pull out, down, pull out. And how I like to do it is going short, short, and then a long piece. Short, short, long. And you're going to travel up the hair, but when you bring the comb down, you want to make sure you go all the way down. So after you tease, the hair should look something like that. That's sticking straight up. So then you're just going to repeat the same process on the other side. So then after I've completed both sides, I'm just going to section off another piece and do the same thing.
Daydreamer, sitting on the sea, soaking up the sun. He is a real lover of making up.
Okay, so now I finished teasing this whole section of hair, and it's going to look a little something like this. It's going to look kind of funky, and she's going to have probably a giant mohawk like this. Okay, and then you're just going to want to very, very gently use either your regular comb or the teasing comb. You can tell I'm just using my teasing brush, and just gently brush over the top layer just so it doesn't look all ratted and messed up. And then you can see some of it is kind of uneven, so I would just go back and fix it until it looks how you want it to. Okay, so after you get the shape that you want, you're just going to pin it in place.
And he will feel like he's been there for.
I would recommend using at least 4 bobby pins, and you want to be sure to cross your bobby pins, so just for extra security. Okay, so now let's get started on part 3 of the hairstyle. Okay, so now we're going to finish the hairstyle off. So how you're going to begin this is by putting it in a mid ponytail. And you can see that I'm incorporating these braids that we did before in part 1. And then just gathering the ends of that poof that we did. Okay, so now I've put this ponytail in, and you can see that these bobby pins don't look too good. So, but we're just going to cover it up with the bun that we're going to be doing. So this is when it comes time that we're going to be using the sock. So you can see I finished rolling it up, and it has the shape of a donut. So you're just going to take your sock and put it over the hair tie like you would a scrunchie. So it looks pretty much like that. Then what you're going to have her do is tip her head down so all of her hair is falling over the sock. And then what I like to do is take my comb and just comb it over, bend her head down. And then I just like to comb over the sock so it covers the entire thing. And then once you have placed it how you want it, you're going to take another hair tie and just put it right over that sock. And then, so it should look like that, the hair tie going around the sock. And then you can see she's got kind of a lion's mane going on here. And so, what you could do if you have longer hair than this is bring all the hair down to the bottom and make one continuous braid. But her hair is kind of too short and she has layers to make one continuous braid. It wouldn't go all the way around. So what I'm going to do is do several little braids and then just wrap them all around. So I'm going to be doing like 6 braids. So I'm just not making really any specific sections. I'm just kind of placing it. So I'm going to start one here at the bottom and just do a regular 3-strand braid. So then with each braid, I'm just going to tie it off with a clear elastic. So you can see how I did one of the braids, and then you're just going to use the remains of the hair to do the rest of the braids. But as I said, if your hair is long enough, you can just do one braid. Okay, you can see now I have these lovely braids sticking out like a spider web. So now we're going to wrap the bun with them. So what I'm going to do is start by taking this braid here and bringing it across the top. You can wrap these however you want. It just depends on how you want to do it. And then I'm going to take little small bobby pins and just pin the ends in place. So then I'm going to take this next one that's to the left of it and cross stitches right over the top of it. Then I'm just going to tuck the ends into that braid and then just push the ends in. So then you're just going to keep doing that with all these braids wrapping around.
There's no way I could describe him. What I say is just what I'm hoping for.
Okay, so I like using several braids because it just gives like a really textured look. So you can see that we have the 2 braids on the sides and then we have the poof in the front. So it gives it some volume and then it's slicked back on the sides. So there's the finished look. Okay guys, that's it for today's tutorial. Sorry if this video was kind of confusing. There's just a lot of repeating, so hopefully you guys get it. Don't forget to leave comments below and subscribe because it would just make me really happy. Okay, see you guys on my next tutorial. Bye!
Sitting